All right, moving on to our 7th fight of the night, and we move up in weight class once again. 185 pounds. We're going to take a look now at Rob Lee, who is making his way into the cage here tonight, and we have seen some tremendous action, and I got to say, it is just wonderful to be able to bring you these fights here on 57. Not a lot of local television stations can do this, and so it's wonderful to be able to get the insight as well from a UFC fighter in Gerald Mearshard, who is with us as well. And Gerald, so far so good tonight, huh?
These are some great fights. You know, even being in a big organization like the UFC, I love coming back to the local shows. It's how I started. And honestly, it's come a long way since I've been on the local circuit. These are some really well-matched fights, very well-conditioned fighters, and this is just a great show so far.
Yeah, they have exhibited a lot of skill, a lot of intestinal fortitude in the cage. You have seen some good action tonight. We hope that continues now, as that is Rob Lee. Up next, Mario Velez Jr. All right, we take a look at Velez Jr. right now, as again, moving up in weight class to 185 pounds. By the way, if you take a look at the table, that would be to Velez's left. Hey, a lot of people from Midwest Family Broadcasting are out here tonight. Dee Biznatch from the JTO Morning Show is here, so I wanted to say hi to her. I know Josh Sterry was talking with her. On the other table on the other side, hey, we got Michael Klinkhammer over there from the Coliseum Bar and Banquet. Always good to us as well, so we appreciate everybody being out here tonight. Another standing room only crowd as we move into fight number 7, and that right there is your Carbon World Health Tale of the Tape. They match up pretty evenly. We'll see how this one plays out as we go to the cage.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Our 7th bout of the evening is a middleweight contest, and an amateur bout scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing first, this man fighting out of the Coliseum Bar, red corner. He weighed in at 183.4 pounds and hails from New Albany, Mississippi. Making his cage debut and representing 0 to 100 Fitness, Rob Lee. His opponent, this man, fighting out of the Harley-Davidson of Madison, blue corner. He represents the Young Tigers Gym and hails from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He stands in at 5 foot 11 inches tall. He weighed at 181.8 pounds. Also making his cage debut, please welcome Mario Velez Jr.
Couple of fighters making their debut here at Chosen Few Fighting Championships number 11, and both of them seem to have brought some fans along with them here tonight. A good crowd once again at the Monona Terrace Convention Center. I am cage side. My name is Rich Reynolds, along with Chris Garrity and GM3 Gerald Mearshard here as well, as we go to our 7th fight of the night. Rob Lee and Mario Velez Jr. and a quick takedown early on for Rob Lee.
2 new gyms. I haven't heard of either of these schools yet, the 0 to 100 Fitness and the Young Tigers Gym. I'm going to root for Rob Lee only because he's from New Albany, Mississippi, about 20 minutes from where my mother lives right now, so I'm going to have to go for the Mississippi guy.
You Mississippi boys, I ran into some of you in the Army. You're a special breed, so gotta love it.
Oh, not from Mississippi.
Oh, you're not from,
She just
okay.
lives in Mississippi.
Okay, all right. That's a different colored horse altogether.
That's
so.
right.
Velez Jr. now on top. Lee will get another takedown, though, and wrap Velez Jr. up. Boy, both guys turning each other over here in the early stages of round number 1.
And if this fight goes to rounds 2 or 3, it's going to be a gas tank fight because both of these guys are expending way too much energy right now.
And does that happen with inexperienced fighters? Do you see that more from them than from guys who have been in the ring a little bit and know how to pace themselves?
I mean, as we saw before, the lighter guys move around a little bit more than the bigger guys as a rule of thumb. You know, even bigger guys in some fights, I'll even do a little moving around, but the difference is I know how to move economically and save a lot of my gas tank for later in the fight. I can make certain movements and hit moves with using minimal effort. Right now, Rob Lee, did a lot of work getting a takedown at a couple reversals, and now you see him kind of settling in, getting his top position back. He's in half guard working for a Kimura, half working to pass. So far, he seems to be the dominant fighter, but as we see the Young Tigers MMA representative, no slouch on the ground, trying to get back up to his feet.
As the sport has evolved, Gerald, take us through some of these submissions, especially like Kimuras, key locks, things like that. You don't see them as much anymore. Does that attest more to the even skill levels that we have on the ground now? Why don't you see those submissions as much as we used to?
I think it's partially because, jiu-jitsu has become so much more widespread and it's so much more easily accessible, not only in gyms, but, just visibility in general. And, there's a lot of heavy-based wrestling, especially here in the Midwest. And if you have a decent wrestling base, you can usually shut down a lot of submission attempts from, a newer jiu-jitsu player or even a newer fighter. So it makes some of these arm locks and leg locks a little bit harder to get.
And wrestlers seem to be the base of a lot of the newer fighters coming out. It had mostly been that way in the past, but now, if you had to even put a percentage to it, it seems like 80% of the guys coming out always start with a wrestling base. I was at the Cornell-Penn State meet probably a month and a half ago, and these guys are just beasts on the mat. We're talking top 10 ranked wrestlers, and some of these guys are going to turn into mixed martial arts fighters when their NCAA career is over.
Absolutely. We see some blood coming out of the mouth and nose of Rob Lee. We'll see if that's a problem for him in round number 2. That's next on 57 Sports. All right, some replays here from the first round. A couple of fighters making their debuts here at the Chosen Few. And what did you guys see in round number 1?
I see Rob Lee got that good little scoop double leg there. He established top position early. There was a couple reversals, but ultimately Rob Lee ending up on top and landing some strikes. I think he won the first round. Now having a little trouble coming up off the stool.
Yeah, he's not looking good.
Yeah, he had some blood coming out of his nose and mouth. And I saw that at
It's
the end,
over,
and that's it.
wrap.
He's not going to answer the bell, as coming away with the victory is going to be Mario Velez Jr. And yeah, even though Rob Lee won that first round, I couldn't believe how much blood was actually coming from him. Somehow, some way, he took some bad damage there, and he's not getting up.
This is a gas tank and cramp thing, it looks like to me, the way the doctor is working his legs right now. I think he's seized up.
Yeah, I think he might have had a bad weight cut, maybe expended a little too much energy. You put such a strain on your internal organs and your vital organs when you cut weight like this. Something amateurs need to keep in mind when they're taking these fights. It's not always good to drop those weight classes despite it's your natural weight, especially as an amateur, get comfortable first.
And so how important is it in the 24 hours you have after the weigh-in to get rehydrated? Isn't that something that fighters really have to take seriously?
Oh, it's paramount. Water is the most powerful anabolic substance in the world. Your muscles and your body in general cannot work without water. And we see here he didn't have enough time to recover. It's possible, like I said, he drained his vital organs of fluids in his brain a little bit, and now he's exhausted and can't continue to fight.
Yeah, Rob Lee is seized up and being carried out of the ring. So we will get the official word right now from Chris Garrity.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this bout comes to an end at the end of round number 1. For your winner by TKO, opponent unable to answer the bell, your winner, Mario Velez Jr.
Mario Velez Jr. outlasting Rob Lee in just one round of that fight. A lot of energy expended, and Lee could not answer the bell. All right, this is interesting now. We are heading to our first female fight in Chosen Few Fighting Championship history. Hannah Singer, Rachel Lippert. That is next here in the Chosen Few Fighting Championships number 11, right here on Wisconsin's 57 Sports.